You saw the painting on the Valleys of Neptune. That was trash.
I ain't talking about that one yet. Hold up, man.
Sorry.
I'm trying to find my word now.
Oh, we're busting out the parade now. It's getting serious.
Greetings and welcome to Old Drunken Discography, where all friends and fans come together, BS, argue, occasionally agree, and discuss musical artists. Today's episode, we are talking Jimi Hendrix album art, not the music behind it. So don't add us in the comments saying, how could this be so low? Because this album is the best album ever recorded. We're just talking about what you see in front of you, the album. With me today, he's an Astro Man, Tim.
It's happening.
And look over yonder, it's Joe.
Yo.
He's on fire. That's Jason.
Stephen King, where you at? All right. Whole lot of self-portraits here, guys.
Yeah, this is gonna go pretty quick, isn't it?
Yeah. You'd say that.
Well, but there are a whole lot of self-portraits that he was not in charge of. You know, he was dead for most of these. So
yeah,
like most of these are just like, we have this cool painting or we have this cool photo, you know,
or in some cases we just have a photo and it's not even that cool.
Yeah.
But to count your counterpoint, I read that he did not like the album covers for the ones that when he was alive. The record label had a lot of control over that too. So let's just get into it. Who wants to kick off the worst one?
The worst one.
I mean, I will. I think it's Rainbow Bridge.
I could see that. Original motion picture soundtrack.
The movie is great. I'll give it that.
The double photo here. That is a top contender for worst one.
I'm gonna go with it.
I'm torn between that and People. It just looks weird in that photo.
Yeah.
It's got like a artist formerly known as vibe going. But Rainbow is pretty bad. I'm gonna follow. Let's see if we can't. What about you, Joe? What's your least favorite Jimi Hendrix record like cover on this list?
Oh, Rainbow for sure. Like it's like two exposures and they're both bad.
Yeah,
it's like exactly. It's like whoever chose either of those photos should be fired. You're fired.
Right. I like the font on that one. I'm going straight font on this one. All right. He's got the cool afro there. I don't know, man. I'm going with my gut here. I'm gonna go with the People. It just doesn't look right. Like the picture's too high quality or something for Jimmy, you know?
Well, I'm pretty sure they shot that on film.
I mean, I don't know about all that. You're the camera guru. He just looks like Prince to me. I don't know. Or Prince looks like him. Whatever. I'm going with that though. Tim?
I'm going to follow it up with People as well, actually. There is something odd about it. I don't think he looks like Prince, but I can't quite place my finger on what is wrong with it. But it's just not my favorite.
All right, Joe.
Valleys of Neptune just looks like terrible early Photoshop design. Like that, yeah. It's just not good.
I got a little bias on this one because I read the background on this one. I got a little bias on that one. It's still not great, but all right.
Very few of these I would consider great.
I think it's Joe's turn to go first.
I'm gonna go with People, Hell, and Angels. It's just unspectacular. There are way better pictures of Jimi Hendrix out there. Very little effort was put into that. At least with Rainbow Bridge, like they took 2 photos.
They took 2 bad photos and put them together.
Yeah.
People, they only took 1 really clean photo. All right. I'm torn. Let me clip through here real quick. That's pretty, but it's iconic. Then you got, yeah, I'm gonna go with that one. I'm gonna go War Heroes. I mean, it's just Jimmy's face. He looks pissed off. I like the type font. It's very like, I can't think of it. It reminds me of like John Lennon for some reason. Like solos.
It's very 70s.
Yeah. But just a picture of his face.
Well, I'm going to throw a bit of a curve there then, and my next one's going to be The Cry of Love.
Oh.
Like, they didn't even get a picture.
They sketched it, right? Isn't this like a sketch?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a charcoal sketch, maybe.
I mean, I feel like a doodle's better than most of these photos.
I'm there. That's a curveball, all right.
All right, yeah. Yeah, there's just, it doesn't even really look like them.
Yeah. That's
I mean,
true.
it kind of does, but I don't know. I'm running with it.
All right. I think it's my turn to go first again. I'm not choosing either 2 of those. There's much worse than that. He kind of looks like Snoop in this one. No. That's kind of cool looking though. I'm gonna go Electric Ladyland. It's a great photo, but it's got red. I don't know. I don't care for it. Not that great. That's my curve.
I mean, is it a curveball though?
There was actually a UK release of that had a bunch of naked ladies. That's a lot better.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah. But he hated that too. Like he didn't.
Yeah, he didn't like that one, but I could look at it all day.
We can't, unfortunately, though, for the TV show here.
Nope,
I don't think they'd like that.
I might do that. I'll put that cover here so people know what we're talking about, and I'll cover it all up with my Tim blanks, Tim censorship. That'll be fun.
All right.
Well,
I guess speaking of Tim blanks, Tim's going to go with War Heroes next.
All right.
You know, I'm noticing that my bottom here, it's all not necessarily because they're bad photos or anything. It's just because they lack color.
Yeah, you're big on color. You don't like those monochrome ones.
Yeah, I mean, unless it's really cool. But yeah, if it's just monochrome or two-tone and kind of crappy, I'm just not there.
I don't know though. You put Rainbow Bridge, and it's got some color now. It's a little popping down here.
Yeah, but it's got bad color.
Rainbow Bridges is bad, like design.
Yeah, it's just bad.
Like if you did that in like for anything nowadays, you'd get fired in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, that's one of them cash grabs.
Yeah.
All right, Joe, what's your number 7?
Electric Ladyland, which I've looked at that and tried to figure out how they made it. And I have some ideas, and I'm sure at the time they're like, "Oh wow, this is cool. This is psychedelic," but it's not that cool. It's kind of whatever to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
The British version's much better.
All right, Tim, what's your number 6?
Yeah, I think it's time for Electric Ladyland. It's a different angle. I like that. But it kind of looks like Ronald McDonald here a little bit.
I can see that.
Yeah. Yeah, the album is much better than the art.
All right. Joe, what's your number 6?
Banded Gypsies. It's like, man, yeah, he's doing his thing. It's a picture of him doing his thing, but you couldn't get a better picture.
I'm gonna follow right along because that was my next one too.
It's just, yeah. I mean, I feel like with a lot of these, I feel like I've seen better pictures of Jimi Hendrix. Better pictures exist. Like, I mean, I guess they wanted to show him playing live because it's an album of him playing live, but shoot a bunch of rolls of film that at the time probably cost like 25 cents a roll, and you're going to get something better than that,
It's a cool logo, though.
Yeah, I do like the old school logo, but I don't know, just not my favorite.
What I'll say, what I like,
it's not going on my wall in a frame for sure.
It is not art. What I'll say about what I do like about this one is, A, he's rocking the afro. B, the font on the Hendrix, it should say Banded Gypsies on it.
It should.
And C, I like how it shows his guitar upside down, left-handed. It's very prominent. But yeah, again, it's just a live shot. So it's going to go there. All right, Joe, I think you kick us off on number 5.
I'm going to say War Heroes. Don't like it, but at least it's kind of brave. Because it's it's a drawing, I think.
Is that a drawing? I didn't even know that was a drawing.
Pretty sure it's a drawing.
I mean, a couple of these look like they're drawings traced over photos, maybe.
Well, that's the thing. I think it's a drawing, and I think they use a photo as a reference. And but I think they used a wide-angle lens way up close. Which, when you use a wide-angle lens way up close, it stretches the facial features out.
His nose is pretty big in that photo,
and it makes it kind of a. I feel like it's brave. I feel like it's like an awkward photo that they chose to do their drawing on top of, and I can respect that.
Okay. Yeah, you're right though. It looks like he got 3 nostrils.
Yeah, I mean, if it is a photo, which I don't think it is, like just because you look at his eyes, there's no wetness in his eyes at all. I think they drew on top of a photo or used a photo as reference, and But the photo they use, I'm willing to bet they used like a really wide lens and then went way up on him, which is just not something you normally see. So to me, that makes it a little bit interesting, at least.
I didn't know that was a drawing. That's pretty impressive, actually. It's a much better drawing than the other one for me. Which is, what have I got left? This one, this one, this one, this one. This is where I'm gonna slot in both skies. This is a pretty cool portrait. I like the color scheme. I like the clouds in the background with the sky. You got the afro rocking. Like this is a decent album photo, band photo.
I'm following right up behind you with that. I do like the color scheme on that as well. And I think as far as the solo Jimmy, maybe it's a painting, maybe it's a photo, maybe it's a composite. I like this one the best. I think it frames the album the best. It's centered.
He's got that Ronald McDonald hair going though.
He does have the Ronald McDonald hair color, but I think that actually helps here a little bit.
I mean, this is definitely a composite. Like it's.
It definitely looks like a composite for sure. But I think they did this one pretty well.
All right. I think it's me again. I don't know. I lost count. Let's see. I'm gonna go. I guess I'll go Cry Love. Yeah, because the other one. I like it because at least it's a drawing. I didn't know the other one was a drawing, but there's no, it doesn't say, it doesn't have the band name, doesn't have the name of the album. It's like, it's Jimi Hendrix. You get what you get, you know?
Well, and that's with a lot of these, for sure.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. It's an interesting sketch. All right, Tim, what you got?
My next one's going to be Valleys of Neptune. Yeah, it's like not even a real photo, but I do like the blue. I think the blue looks really nice on this. And in a sea of album covers that aren't very interesting, the blue stands out to me.
What do you mean by it's not a real photo?
Well, I mean, it's a real photo, but it looks like they took the negative or whatever, or even like drew it on or whatever. It's like it's been affected.
It's Photoshop.
Yeah. Okay.
But the painting behind him.
It's pretty cool.
Linda McCarthy was like involved in
Okay.
this back in the day. And Andy Warhol had something to do with it as well. So that's why I kind of like this one. Normally I don't like blue album covers, but you're right, this does look, the blue works here. Yeah, see if it's in the credit. I read something really interesting about this one. I like the typeface.
Yeah. I do like the font.
All right, I'm gonna go with both sides of the sky. And I mean, I think this one's trash too, but like I feel like it's less trash than the rest of the ones I've covered so far. I don't know. It to me, like, I don't know. It's kind of just looks like a bad Photoshop to me, but like it at least it's I don't know. It's a good composition, I guess.
So yeah, according to the big ass booklet that came in the Valleys of Neptune vinyl, the cover photo is by Linda McCartney, and the watercolor painting is by Jimmy himself.
Okay.
But who did the really bad Photoshop job on it?
Well, yeah, that it doesn't actually say.
Find that name and we'll get them on the show and we'll talk about this album.
Someone didn't want their name attached to it, or they didn't want to give.
I mean, I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
That's what we need to start doing. We need to start reaching out to the artists of some of these album covers and get them on the show to talk about. So, what made you stand in this part of California for this CCR photo?
Right. What made you choose this brick wall to put the band in front of?
Yeah, shout out Sage Francis. He actually explained the artwork.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, I guess no, it's Joe's turn to start first. No, it's Tim's turn to start first.
It's mine.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Band of Gypsies here.
Too high.
Well, the reason is because it's not just a photo of Jimmy; it's Jimmy and a guitar, and the guitar alone puts it higher than all the ones where it's just his face.
He has a beautiful face, though, or had a beautiful.
He has a beautiful face, but that's a beautiful guitar.
Rumor has it. Rumor has it that the reason Little Richard kicked him out of his band because he didn't want someone prettier than him in the band.
Jimmy getting all
that
the play.
Would track. That would track.
All right, Joe, what's your number 3?
I like The Cry of Love because at least they put some effort into it. I mean, it's still not something I would hang on my wall, but it's better than the rest so far.
All right. I'm going to go with, here's my fucking hot take. I'm going Axis Bold as Love.
Okay.
Now, I don't like band photos as much as the next person. But when I was doing research for the videos, I read up on this album art, and Jimmy hated this album art. And it's kind of insensitive to the Indian people. And he did not like this. So,
well, I got to say, he wasn't a visual artist.
He could have been, though. We don't know because the labels always held him back, you know? You might have come up with something good.
You saw the painting on the Valleys of Neptune. That was trash.
I ain't talking about that one yet. Hold up, man.
Sorry.
I'm trying to find my word now.
Oh, we're messing up the parade now. It's getting serious.
But yeah, I mean, it is a good, it's a good photo. Or a good art, you know. It's not any band photo, so it gets pluses for that. My top 3, no, I'll say my top 4 are decent. My top 5 is okay too. My top 5 art, they're all pretty decent for what we got here. Fuck, I forgot who goes first again.
Where's the dot?
I stopped doing the dot, but I need to bring the dot back. Hey, look, there's a dot right here. Tim.
Oh, well, look at that. Who knew? I'm going to go Are You Experienced next. Because you got a full band photo as opposed to just Jimmy, which is pretty cool. It could be a Creedence album cover, though.
Yeah.
Which is just the 60s. So... But I do like how it's, you got the fish lens on the band, and it's like, are you experienced? Have you seen in the fisheye yet? Well, here's Purple Haze. Let's go. So it's fun. Yeah, it's a good cover for the time and place.
All right. Joe, what's your number 2?
I'm gonna go with Are You Experience as well. And I just love the old psychedelic, 60s album covers. I love the fisheye lens that they use. I mean, my favorite's probably Captain Beefheart's Safe as Milk, but like this one's pretty great too. I'm pretty sure this was shot on Kodak Aerochrome film, which is like an old, like long discontinued infrared color film that I wish still existed today because I would totally use it. But I think this is a great cover. The first on the list so far.
All right. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. All right.
And that's why you went number 3 with it.
Mm-hmm. All right. I'm going to go Valley of Neptune here. Joe, he a hater. This looks like, this is probably the best, like, Jimi photo, I think, out of all of them. Plus, you got the painting. You got Linda involved. He was kind of infatuated with her at one point. The font is pretty cool. It's not like when you think of Jimi Hendrix, you don't think of that kind of font. Talk about that in the next one. But it works. Like it's a clean out of all the, especially after all the post, death. This one looks like they took some effort. Maybe not the Photoshop guy, but they pulled some good references They pulled from good source. Color scheme works. I like it.
When you say Linda, are you talking about Linda McCarthy or Linda Keith? Okay, because Linda Keith was the chick she was the one that kind of discovered Jimmy. She was Keith Richards' ex-girlfriend.
Oh. No, it's Linda. I can't remember her name. What was her name before McCarthy?
Eastman.
I might be thinking of a completely different Linda then. Oh, fuck. It's a good painting.
I'm just saying, like, yeah, whenever you hear a Linda interviewed about Jimi Hendrix, it's always Linda Keith. So I was curious when you said that earlier.
I'll have to look it back up. I can't remember.
The album says Linda McCartney took the photo. So
okay, so yeah, I think it was McCarthy. I guess I'll go first since I'm the outlier here. I'm gonna go with Are You Experienced? When you think of Jimi Hendrix, you think of that font right there. Fisheye, yeah, I mean Tim already touched on it. Joe already talked about it. It's you can see the Siamese Dream pumpkins influence on the
Yep.
Or, vice versa.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah, it's a bad photo, Is it great? No, but I mean,
I think it's great. I do.
It's okay.
They're all wearing some sort of yellow to tie with the border.
I think part of the reason I like it so much is because I'm pretty sure they use that Kodak film, which is like you can find that film on eBay and people pay like $200 for a roll of film.
Wow.
Jeez. Because nobody makes infrared color film and it really looks cool. So yeah, they're paying $200 for a roll of film that's like long expired. The chemicals are, so you have no idea if it's even going to work. So you're paying $200 for something that you don't know if it's going to work, and you can't get a refund because you used it.
Right. Right. And you can't replace it.
Yeah.
That is some first world problems that I will never have.
I'm just crossing my fingers and hoping that somebody eventually makes a new version of it, or Kodak brings it back out, one of the two. Because I would love to.
I'm sure that they will because of this video right here. So
yeah, 30D effect, Kodak. Get on that.
No, no. There's one photography YouTuber that at the beginning of every video he chugs like a bottle of Red Hot Mountain Dew or something, and he's like, "This is my protest to get Kodak to bring back this film." He does it like every video.
Give me
He
that
he
name.
just
We'll reach out to him. We'll join him in his protest.
join him in
Yeah.
the protest. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Doing
I
it
want-
for Jimmy.
I want Polaroid to bring
Jimmy.
back Polaroids. I'm going back
Polaroid-
home in November. I'm going to get a bunch of pictures and hopefully I can find some because they got
Polaroid.
my old Polaroid album that you guys are both in. I'm going to try and digitalize all that.
Polaroid still exists though. I have a Polaroid.
Oh, really? I
Yeah,
thought they
yeah.
did away with it for a while.
Well, Polaroid went bankrupt, and I'm sure somebody else bought it. But like, you can still go to Walmart or whatever and buy Polaroid. They just released a new camera.
You feel like does the instant.
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
I didn't know that. I got to go
It's
get
actually
me a Polaroid now.
it's kind of neat. Like the newer cameras have an app, so you can do like double exposures and stuff with it. It's pretty fun.
That's cool.
If
Okay,
you
so-
or any of your viewers scroll down my Instagram, there's some double exposed Polaroids on there.
Oh yeah, we'll also link to
Boom!
Putney Swoop. Yeah, I got to check that out.
For sure.
All right, so we need to talk about, for you Jimmy fans that stuck around and hear us talk about our number one, or Tim and Joe's favorite album art. Let's go ahead and wrap that up.
Well, I think it's the only one that is actually is
It's good.
art.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Jimmy
They took
hated
that step and made it good.
it. Jimmy hated it. And
He
it
just-
doesn't, here's another knock against it. It doesn't tie into the concept of the record at all.
That you know of.
Ain't no way. Jimmy said, what kind
I
of
don't know.
insult Indian racist bullshit is this?
Well,
Well, and you mentioned that it could be insensitive, and I can certainly see that now that you've mentioned it. But that wasn't my thought looking at it. It just seems very like 1967. The Indian scene was all the rage. People were going over there and writing White Album songs and playing sitars and I see it more just as the flavor of the day.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely like trendy at the time, but this is just a beautiful like the record itself is a big gatefold, so it folds out into this big beautiful image, and it's just out of all of his artwork, it seems like the most thought out. Like if nothing else, I feel like it's the best for that, but I also enjoy the artwork.
It is a cool record cover. Like
also not putting it on my wall, but like
But if you really want to know the best album artwork that Jimmy was involved with, go get The Mothers of Invention. We're only in it for the money.
That's a pretty great one.
Yeah, where they just basically redo Sgt. Pepper.
Yeah,
but Jimmy's actually there, so he's one of the heads too.
Yeah. That's a whole nother topic that I'm not going to go down right now.
Yeah,
because I've been drinking and it could get me going for like hours. But
we don't want to do that. People are done with this video already. So
I can't wait till we do the Beatles as an art because that's going to be fun. Once we get past the early ones, it's going to be good.
Yeah.
All right. Does anybody have anything else to say about Jimi Hendrix? This is the end of our Jimi Hendrix week. Wrapping it up.
Buy the poster, put it on your wall, stick it in your ear hole.
Yep.
Apparently, he was trying to get his hair to look like Bob Dylan's. That was like kind of like what he was going for a lot of the time with his hair.
I could see that.
I mean, he was just like a massive Bob Dylan fan, which reflects in everything that he put out in his lifetime.
Jimmy's awesome. Get into it.
If you
play guitar.
If you have somehow found this video instead of our top songs, go check that one out. Or our ranking these albums, go check that out. We'd like to thank Joe for joining us. Maybe we'll have him come back from Mr. Bungle.
Bungle, yeah.
That's going to be a tough one.
That's a short discography too, isn't it?
Yeah, it's only 4 albums now.
That'd be. Maybe we'll do that after Rolling Stones. Just to
Yeah, we could.
decompress.
Although, if you've never heard those 4 albums before, it could feel like 26.
Yeah, I listened. I did the Faith No More, and that was. I was like, there's. I don't have a week is not enough time to spend with these albums.
I took my girlfriend to see Bungle recently, and she had never heard the Warner Brothers albums, and so she just assumed that they were just a metal band. And when we were driving home, I put on California. I was like, yeah, this is kind of what their other records sound like. She's like, wow, this is way different. Yeah,
way different.
Way different.
All right. Yeah, that's it. See you next week for whatever we're doing. I don't know. Be safe. Make good decisions.